Guys, I don't know anything.
Wait, it's not live yet, is it? Oh, it's live. Hoo-hoo-wee.
Oh, it's live, Shimon.
Hoo-hoo-wee. Are they
Oh,
supposed to...
Shimon. Should be on the channel.
All right, yeah, I can hear our audio, and we're doing okay.
We're
All right,
doing it.
so
My audio, you can hear me.
yeah,
Okay, sick. Let me scrape my the bottom of my cup of ice cream really close to my microphone.
you're disgusting. Yeah,
Alright.
our audio is like pretty equal. All right, cool. It might be
Alright.
low, but like, it's
We
good now.
ready? Should we wait for people? We good?
Oh no, I don't think we gotta wait. I'm gonna wait for it.
Schmoners. We wait, I don't know. People. Anybody
Of course
watching
we're
the
having
YouTube right
people.
now? Anybody? Yo. Any tubers? Any pokey tubers?
I don't care about the
Hef
people.
TV? Okay, okay. Start the slideshow.
Woo-wee.
Ladies and gentlemen and thadies and freaks and worms and Rotom GameCube controllers.
I'm all of those.
I'm all of those. Pokemon Commuter Lounge, Pokemon Come Lounge, League Season 8, Round 3 review. As per usual, we've gotten everybody's 3 picks before draft starts this weekend. And now we can judge you all on them.
Thank you everyone for being excited enough to respond to messages timely.
Oh yeah, no, people were like, I didn't have to hunt anybody down.
Oh, except for Giga.
Well,
Ha!
anyway.
Imagine. Imagine
Okay,
adding
so we're going
fellow
through
friend.
this. in, we're going through this in division order.
Yeah.
The divisions is we Team Star. Team Star. So we got Cookie in the this is Blazing Division.
Yeah, Blaze.
Blazing Division. Alright. Cookie. Espathra. This could be banned. Espathra could be banned.
This shit pisses me off.
This
I'm
should
not
piss
gonna
me
lie.
off. Cookie as a 4 seed, coming in strong, coming in hot. Pokemon, one of the better Pokemon in the format. Hail got broken, and then Mega Regional.
Yeah, like it's kind of hard to tease out whether or not Espathra is better in draft than on ladder or worse.
It is.
But beyond, like, behind the screens, Espathra is just such a pain.
Yeah, Aurora. Yeah, it's really, really. She kills dark types on both fronts with the Alolan Ninetales and the Mega Regional.
Yeah,
I think all you need to do is get yourself some like hazard removal and stuff, and a way to break through steals, and you're solid.
mm-hmm. It'll
Yeah.
be interesting to see like how the rest of the team goes because
Mm.
sometimes it can be a little awkward when you start off with like you got like setup sweepers plus screens type
Hmm.
vibe, and then like sometimes that doesn't leave you with very good like flexibility in builder later. But
Yeah, I mean
also,
in
just
draft,
being
like you can be
crazy.
like, yeah, you can like have whirlwind. You can do the there's ways where mirror herb, item introduced in Gen 9, which is really good against this Spothra. I think when you know what's coming, I'd be less stressed than like having it on ladder and seeing it and being like,
hmm
oh, I don't have an Espathra check.
I would also
Um,
like to see because Espathra gets that ability that is like mirror herb,
yeah,
and I'd like to see that in matchups where she thinks like maybe someone's gonna just try to calm mind alongside of her or what have you.
right, like a any unaware poke. If you're a Skeledirge, like Torch Songing and stuff like that with unaware, definitely can see it. Yeah,
Yeah,
good Pokemon. I like all these 3 pickups. I think Alolan Ninetales is a little cheap with
yeah,
the
perhaps.
with the hail buff.
It's like
Um,
120 feels super good. 160 feels like would I even do that? Probably not.
I know what you mean. Um,
Right in the middle somewhere.
yeah. All right,
Good
moving
start. Good
on.
start.
Good. Moving on. Drac. Um,
Best Legion male.
Basque Legion male, not female, which, with the ban to Last Respects, I think is worse than female, but I think we put them in the same tier because like we don't know.
Yeah, and like the
Yeah.
if it is worse than female, it's by a barely non-zero amount. So I'm not gonna we wouldn't want to like change the tiers for them, but
Right.
excuse me,
It could still Terra Ghost, um, and get a stab that way.
hmm
It's still, I mean, if you want to run Phantom Force, it's there, but it's a strong system of user. That's not super pricey. And I like the pickup. It looks cool, so I understand the. I'm gonna get that
Yeah,
guy. I like him.
like we're talking like choice
Yeah,
band, uh, Terra Water,
yeah.
Wave Crash,
Hmm.
or just outside of rain. It depends on whether Jack wants to really lean into weather or not, or
Hmm.
just have like this little two-piece or a three-piece combo. But like even just Terra Water Wave Crash with adaptability is just as strong as
Crazy,
rain without
crazy. Yeah, yeah.
adaptability.
Trace Scarf, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Very Crawdont
Um.
Esmon
Hmm.
leans more into the speed, doesn't have the priority, basically. Or does it, right? No?
I don't know what it gets.
Does it get Jet? Guess we
I
check
want
it
to say
out.
it gets Jet because Basculin gets Jet. I don't think it gets Shadow Sneak. I remember that we were doing that uh Blunder, PokeTuber Blunder 777 was doing this like tournament where they were like just like run moves that you know these Pokemon are gonna have. You can run
Yeah,
Shadow
it
Sneak
does
on
get
this
Jet.
guy, and I
Yeah.
was like, "What do you mean you're gonna run Shadow?" And then somebody tried to run like Shell Smash on like Gudra, and I was like, "Well, why would it has a shell?" I thought it was so irritating to assume what moves Pokemon would and wouldn't have,
Yeah,
because they've never been logical.
right.
Um,
I really
Pelipri's good just
like
to have.
Stakataka in Terra
Hmm.
environment.
Oh yeah.
You get a lot more flexibility to get off a Trick Room, you get a lot more
Hmm.
flexibility to just get your first KO going.
Yeah, I think even without Trick Room, I just think having like a leftovers like Rocks Toxic kind of set
Hmm
is really solid. If you can Terra Flying, Terra Fighting with Body Press, Terra Ghost to block Spin, like there's the world's your oyster.
Yeah,
This thing is really sick with Terra, but then obviously you have to Terra, right?
right. Yeah,
I think if you're not Terra-ing, um, it is okay.
yeah,
Because it's the power is lacking, despite having like 131 attack stat. Um, when I tried to draft this thing, doing calcs with it, there's just a lot of Pokemon that hard wall, and then when you have to switch it
yeah,
out and switch it back in, it feels like a glass cannon because of its weaknesses.
yeah. And also,
Yeah.
like even with its really high stats, like it's not the kind of mon that really gets away with a choice band or has swords dance or anything like that. So a lot of
Hmm.
things just out damage it as far as its
Hmm.
kit and the way its stats enable that.
Yeah.
But stack attack is still sick. Sick as hell.
Still sick. I'm a huge fan of like the Trick Room Lonely set that gives you attack boosts.
Yeah, yeah. That's like the
Um,
set, I feel
that's
like.
like yeah. But I think with Terra, I think it could be. I think it's more versatile.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Um,
hard to imagine anything Terra ferrying that has even remotely good bulk and not being annoying. So,
right. I mean, this thing, yeah, that's probably one of the best Terra users in the game.
yeah, one of them somewhere.
Moving
Maybe better than
on,
average.
we got Giga.
Yuga.
This team's really scary.
Yeah,
Um,
Orthworm, I want to see how it goes down
mhm.
as far as like obviously it works really well into like a circuitry type of team build because like you're passing subs and that free turn you're getting is really valuable when it's a tail glow or a
Mhm.
swords dance from Mawile. But Orthworm only gets to do it maybe twice, or otherwise you're like building Wish into your team comp, which is like a really awkward place for Wish to be on something so offensive. But shed tailing for these guys is
Mhm.
incredibly powerful.
Yeah, totally. Orthworm is immune to Zergatry's only weakness.
Hmm
With Earth Eater, and this guy has the highest like special attack possible after a tail glow. Like it's
Yeah,
like really insane. The levels
yeah,
of power you can reach with that thing. I'm sure like at +6 you can like find your ways like around like a Chansey and stuff like that.
yeah.
Um,
And it gets Grass Knot and Hidden Power, right? Like
yeah,
you can still Terra
no Terra
plus Hidden
Blast, but it does
Power.
have hidden power and it does have.
Like when you're
I
tail
think Energy
glowing, that's
Ball.
surely enough, you
Yeah,
know?
it has some coverage. It has Dazzling Gleam if you want a Terra Fairy or something.
Yeah,
Um, Really cool guy. Really cool design. I like him.
Lost the hypnosis in the lack of Z
Which
moves,
I think is pretty big.
it is
Which I
big
think
because
is
it
why we
really
moved
just
it
the speed.
down. And it also doesn't have Terra Blast.
Yeah, if it had Terra Blast, it might have stayed.
Might have gone up. I don't know. I mean, yeah.
Maybe because like it's not like this thing couldn't hit. Like Regieleki could not hit a ground type.
Right.
Yeah, it's like ancient power. But
hmm
this thing already it has hidden power and grass knot
hmm
and energy ball
And
and
it's
stuff,
just good on its own. I mean, a Scarf set is really good.
and it doesn't have 200 speed. So
No.
holy moly, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, very offensive across the board so far, which is kind of
totally.
something I expected given like
Mm,
just the character of the new guys.
right. And Mega Mawile is obviously one of the best. I think it's one of the best 200s. I think it's like if we were to remove stuff from the format, I think it would be on the table.
Yeah,
Which I don't
this
think we're
season
doing.
obviously slightly less because just like Mega's being excluded from the buff
hmm
of the generalized power buff of Terra.
hmm
And not having to consider that in a 50-50, like I don't have to think about it Terra Dark sucker punching me
hmm
or anything like that. Kind of keeps it's further away from being banned than it was last season probably, but not by that
hmm
much.
Definitely, one of the Pokemon like of the Mega Pokemon. This thing doesn't need or want to Terra though, because like it's like Steel Fairy is broken. Steel
Yeah.
Fairy is a really good typing.
It's really just for
Um,
it's sucker punch mostly, I imagine. Or just like getting extra
Probably.
power on a player rough, like to break
Or
through like
I mean, just
poison
like
type or something.
flying or water. Yeah, I mean, if you have one checked Mega Mawile in the back like alive, and you need that check, and then like it's a win con, you know.
Yeah, and like Terra watering to
Mhm.
like get a sword stance off would be so sick.
Yeah,
Because like fire or ground move is coming. You're gonna
yeah.
live one of those. But alas.
Alas, I'm realizing now that not Reggie, Zerkatry. Look at it, his feet and his tail are like distinctly different like shapes. Like he has a tail. He doesn't
I don't
have
like that.
he doesn't have 3 feet. I thought he had like 3 feet.
I don't like that.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I
I
don't
like
like how his
that.
hands are all different. Why
Well,
are they
they're
different?
like the copper coming through the.
Yeah, but like one of them's in the shadow and one of them's not, and it's the foreshortening makes it bigger. Everything's I don't know. I don't like it.
I like it a lot. I
Change
like him.
slides. Good, good
Okay,
team building there.
Mankata. I will say I love his showdown icon.
I like this
I
guy.
like this guy. He's like, I'm gonna liberate him. I'm like a
Cutting
uh,
out your liberating.
religious PETA. Strange man.
I have good intentions, but I'm performing poorly.
Yeah.
Nikata was
um,
gonna get Earthworm, but then Giga pulled up and said,
Shit.
"I ain't gonna
Yeah, and
do that."
Nikata was trying to get it round 2. Giga got it round 1, which is understandable.
Yeah,
Um,
or like Halucha, Lele is just a classic.
oh yeah, yeah, totally. I mean, I think Lucha is good on any terrain um, that you could have. Helps Lele break steals and stuff.
Hmm.
Lele is just good.
Very true. Hold on, I
Very
think
true.
I've been told that the audio is a little wacky right now from Sheej.
A little wacky,
Yeah, a little crackly.
a little crackly. Should I move my microphone closer? Should I?
I don't know.
I don't
I guess we'll
know.
continue.
Um,
We had to emergency use Bones' native streaming software because I didn't have the right video drivers
it should be
on this
fine.
laptop.
Cause like
Yeah, it's like
this is the microphone I
probably,
use for Discord and stuff.
yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, you know, she can get in the call if he wants.
No, she doesn't have the confidence for that. Men are speaking. We're
Speaking.
both very manly, so I
Yeah.
get why you'd be scared. Anyway, let's continue, I suppose. Nikata
Okay.
also got Ting Lu.
Tinglu's good.
We had big debates over whether or not this should be 200 or it should be 160. The big point of comparison for me was it kind of does what Ferrothorn does, and Ferrothorn looks out of place at 200. This thing is bulkier, but it doesn't have as much utility. So it's like comparable there. So we figured 160 for now, but this thing is impossible to deal with.
I think it's I think it should be a 200. I think I kind of argued for that, but then I thought about picking it up, so I was like, I'll let him win. I think it's really good. His ability is crazy. Great Terramon. Terra
I
Ground.
really said I'm gonna draft 3 assholes.
Draft 3 assholes. I don't really like. I'm the biggest Halucha sleeper in the world. I think that like 92 attack. I'm like, this thing might as well be Raichu. I don't care. Halucha
Yeah,
sucks.
I don't necessarily. I don't sleep on it, but I don't get up for it either. You
Now,
know what I'm saying?
obviously, it's a huge exaggeration. Like Halucha could win a game, but like it really needs a Swords Dance.
Hmm.
And I
I
think
feel like it's
there's.
hard to make
Mm,
Halucha as effective on ladder in draft, just because
mm-hmm,
there's not a million ways to hard counter it, but when you see it and Halucha gets taken early because it becomes part of like a little two-piece
mm-hmm,
situation that you don't really want to wait for, you can just draft one of those guys. Like if you have like a Zapdos or something similar,
mm.
you can usually handle it.
I
Or
also
just like,
hate
oh,
that
now
his
I have
mouth
priority.
is on a concave surface. Like, why
Yeah, I
does he
feel like,
look like that?
how do you eat? Like,
it's,
you okay?
it's like not his beak. It's like a separate. I don't know. I
How
don't
you be
know.
eating? I don't know. You got straws in the
um.
wild? What's
Yeah, I
going
got no
on?
problem. He is a psychic fighting dark, which is like a tried and true like offensive situation.
Yep.
He's got a fairy there. He's got a ground type there. He's got a
I think
Yeah, it's good. It's fine.
this probably won't be the main strategy, but like double Super Fang like moves are really going to help
Oh,
break through
Nature's
anything.
Madness
And Ruination.
and Ruination. Yeah, they
That's gonna
do
really
have
help
that.
out Halucha. I mean, it's already doing chip damage like hazards or just
Yeah.
spamming moon blasts, but like on things that are like you can get a Blissey down to 50 immediately. Or you know, just
A
anything that's
Scarm,
standing in the
any a
way of those other
Corviknight.
two. Yeah.
I feel you. That's really you're right with that. I think that's cool. I suggested Tinglu, and then he wanted a Pokemon round 3, and then it was already taken, and he was like, "I'm gonna go with Tinglu. I have an idea." Maybe that was his idea.
Oh
Maybe we're
no.
spoiling his beans. All right, this is the whole
Super Fangs
it's the
style.
whole
Oh
stacked
damn.
division. Nobody has a bad team.
These games are gonna take 7 turns each.
Yeah.
What the hell?
It's funny right now because I think the least scary team is Drac, but we know he's Shimon. We know he's
I think that's just
super
as a
sick.
matter of just where
There's
he
eight
was
more
gonna pick from
picks.
for now.
Yeah.
He didn't
Like
spend
we're not
200
done.
yet.
No.
He didn't. Yeah, so it's just obviously like it's just first 3 rounds, but
Yeah,
like all these,
yeah.
what the
I'm
hell?
happy.
Everyone's like,
I'm
I'm
happy.
gonna
Everyone's like,
set
I'm
up.
gonna win, and we're like,
I'm gonna
okay,
win it
dude,
now.
okay, sheesh, Shalom. All right.
Hyper offense.
I hope
I think all 4 of these people got like recommended one too many Breaking Bad YouTube shorts, and now
where's this
so
going?
it's still like maybe I'll try meth.
Maybe I'll try meth.
Just a little meth
If
metaphor.
if I had an Orthworm in real life, I would name him Wiggler Wednesday.
Nintendo, no.
No. Argo
That's gonna be
Nut.
like,
There are 3 insects. There are 3 bugs on my screen. One of them is not a bug type, but is clearly a
true.
bug.
It's just interesting. I don't know what to make of this. I think these guys are all sick,
Yeah.
but you don't like. You know, a lot of the time when the first 3 come along, you see like a clear game plan.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to do that, but like most of the time it ends up going down that way. But I don't really see it yet here. But like
Mm-hmm.
Webs is good. Mega Scizor is
Mm-hmm.
goaded. And still 160, so like still good value there.
Mm-hmm.
Flygon's
He
just
hasn't
solid.
spent a lot of points.
Hmm.
Rubombi and Flygon are both 100. He thought they were 120s when he spent them, so he's probably he has more room to go.
Yeah, for sure.
He has a strong, bulky Steel type, um, a very decent, workable Dragon type, and a Fairy type. And
Yeah,
that's
already
always
got
strong.
several U-turns.
Yeah, he has
Yeah,
Sticky Web if he
yeah,
wants.
I just don't know what to make of it yet.
Right.
These are all really good value, I think, at all their prices.
Yeah, agree. There's
They could
nothing.
all be a tier higher than they are and not be weird
Mhm.
necessarily. Not that I think they should be there, but
I think it would be weird.
like
Polygon
I would
sucks.
get the Mega Scissor 200. Like not my first option, but I would do it. Is the point?
Right. Um, you didn't have much to say. I'll move on.
Okay,
Cheese.
jeez,
Um,
we're
did
literally
not
winning.
did not get mouse hold. Did not get mouse hold, but did get straight cheese man.
Honestly, I can't look Rain in the eye anymore.
So much rain.
Last year in
So much
PFL
rain.
and PCLL, I was in
So
the
much.
division with Rain.
We have to make rain absurdly expensive. Everybody keeps repping
Uh,
rain. It's really like, oh,
I
there's
had
so
to play
much
like
rain
7 games across 2 leagues in one season
with
against
rain.
Rain, and then in playoffs I had to play against more Rain. It
um,
hurt.
I feel you. I feel you.
Mega
Um,
Swampert the classic. It's
Swampert
the
is
best
a
you can
classic.
get
It
there.
cannot Terra. It does not need to Terra. It is incredibly strong.
I think
And
there's a lot of situations where it really could use that Terra,
probably
but that's fine because
Terra,
there's not that many
Terra
situations.
poison.
We just like to get the extra power off usually for
Oh,
like
right, right.
water or whatever.
Whatever. I don't really
Goldengo is
know
something I
where
was thinking
Goldango
about.
fits in this comp, but I mean it's a grass resist. It also just like is good. So like I hope Cheese goes and gets um some spike stackers, a stealth
Yeah,
rocker,
I
and
feel like
can
Goldengo's
abuse
only worth
Goldango.
it if you really like play to that. It's
Yeah,
complete denial of
yeah.
hazard removal.
Because
It's
then
not
with
not a
hazards
bad
up,
mod otherwise, but
with the ability to deny hazard removal, and also this team has no issue with Cinderace. So like you know, like court train is never going to be an issue.
mhm.
Um, what was I going to say? And being able to trick like walls that could beat Mega Swampert.
Yeah,
You're like
like
Mantines and stuff like that.
Goldengo plus really reliable hazard setting very much so enables this range strat.
Yeah,
Just got to make sure that that
yeah,
happens.
yeah,
Otherwise, like, I mean, even then, Goldengo's still really good
yeah. Definitely on the
on
right
its own.
path. Definitely really, I'm happy with this. I like this. I think Polito
Yeah,
is really good. We should move Polito out.
yeah,
Um,
probably. We just as for the people at home, we just generate when we're thinking about how we're tiering for weather, we like to just move the weather setters really far up. Like Torkoal is not worth 160, but like it's Sun. Like Torkoal sucks ass, but but it's the value you get out of Sun. I don't want to have to move Scoville into 120. I'd rather just move the setters up really far.
right.
So that's kind of the way
I
we look
like
at it.
Torkoal. I think Torkoal. You don't sleep on Torkoal. He's
I'm not
tanky.
sleeping, but like, you know who else is in 160 right now?
I'm not. I was gonna be shady. Never mind.
Don't be
Um,
shady.
um, Gilbert
What the
Gottfried.
hell is this? I'm scared.
These are funny guys. I like them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Iron Bundle was another thing I
Iron
was thinking about
Grundle,
getting.
Aubrey Grundle. I really like Aubrey Grundle.
You know,
The Iron Bundle.
yeah, the Iron Bundle is one of those strange mons. Like, it's really, really, really good, but you don't really understand why. It's got 5 moves, you know? That's it. But it's all it could possibly ever need.
Like in total, like yeah, like it's
Yeah.
got high. It doesn't have surf. Doesn't have surf. If it had surf, I might have drafted it, but it didn't.
Yeah, that's
So I was
terrifying.
a little like, whoa, unshimonious.
Because like an offensive mon like this, like it's kind of like Mega Lopunny. It's like not killing anything necessarily, but it's threatening things out that are like
Mm-hmm.
slightly chipped at all. And you just want to be able to click something that's guaranteed to hit to get progress moving.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be missing a Hydro Pump on those turns. But like regardless, this thing is super good, and Mega Medicham is super good. And
Yeah.
Amber's Therion's really interesting too.
Yes. Mega Banacham, one of the better Pokemon in the format, comes in, gets a kill. I think the having the super insanely strong special attack breaker and cleaner with Mega Metasham. You
Mhm.
kind of cover each other's problems. Like Mega Metasham isn't gonna you can avoid you can avoid running like Ice Punch for things like Ice Core, and then you have like Iron Bundle right there. They help each other out a lot.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think if you're gonna go to 200, do it like this.
Hmm.
Um, and then an
Narrasane's a really
MRST.
interesting because like it's like a it's super powerful, but it's very self-contained, and then it's not helping out around it. It's just going to come in and click buttons.
Right, providing you switches. I mean, it's a the typing is really solid.
Hmm.
It deals with a lot of really prominent like you have Garchomp and Great Tusk and stuff like that. Like this is a mon you would want going into playoffs where the strongest
Yeah.
Pokemon get to, um, because the defensive typing is very useful.
And I really like Iron Bundle into like flip turning into that
Yeah.
because you you force a lot of switches with Iron Bundle, but you don't break through dedicated checks too well. And when you switch out into Enamorus, you can just start calm minding or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. You just kind of create continuous threats that way.
Mm-hmm. I
Very
think
good story.
Enamorus is adorable. I think those like really ugly snapping turtles with those like pig noses are hilarious.
I don't tend to like ugly cute that much, so I'm just looking at it like,
Oh, that's why you hate me.
yeah, that's actually what I tell my friends about you if anyone ever asks, but they don't because
They're like,
why
he's
would
kind
they
of ugly
ask about
cute.
you?
Um, I saw a video the other day of like how to pick up snapping turtles properly, and there was like a little one that you had to pick up differently from like the big one, but the big one looked like Turtonator, and I was like, oh, he's funny. Okay, I'm gonna move on. I like this too.
Yep.
Um, yo,
The Darkrai's first run in the league.
Darkrai is probably not one of the better 200s. I sleep.
Yeah, because
Um,
the main like Darkrai has been something we talked about after every season about when the like on those mons in the bubble that could come back, could not.
mhm.
The main discouragement we always had was the fact that its access to Z moves makes it
Yeah,
a
its
little bit too
coverage
much.
because it's a legendary is huge, right? It has like the
But
Arceus
now it
coverage,
doesn't
it has
have
Bolt
that.
Beam and this and that. Yeah, so um it's like I mean it's better than like Gengar, but like it's not its ability is kind of worthless
Hmm.
unless you pair it next to a Spore user, but it seems weird to do that for like kind of the
Yeah,
little value that it gets because Dark Void is only 50. It's worse than Hypnosis now, which
yeah.
is
Like when you
terrible.
spore something and then you
Yeah.
switch Darkrai hard in, it's just a risk more than a payoff, to be
Yeah.
honest. On the first turn, wake up. Oops,
Hmm.
no, I'm
Yeah.
dead because
But
you are
but
paper.
just alone on its stats and its move pool and stuff, and just like dark types are really strong stab spammers right now.
Hmm.
Not a bad pickup.
Yeah, I mean it's still got like a great speed tier special attack with nasty plot,
What are this thing's
and
stats?
its coverage. It's like I want to say like 135, 120. Let
Okay.
me look.
Yeah. It's
Sorry
like
for
Sneasler.
oh 125, yeah.
Okay.
And it's bulky enough that it's gonna lift one of something. 70, 90, 90. That's like
Okay. So it's
hydratable
pretty
kind of.
strong. It's like Ghost Horse
Yeah.
without an ability.
And
Um.
yeah, a little bit more coverage, but
Mhm.
Terra is wet. We banned Ghost Horse because it got Terra Blast.
Yeah. Well, that thing was way too crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's dropping below 200, but I think it's good. I think it's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Um,
Hisuian Lilligant is
Lilligant.
interesting. Because Hustle,
Victory Dance is sick.
Valkyrias is really sick. But I'm like, do you run Wildlands? Do you run like, do you like,
Yeah, it just depends because like you want to use a Hustlemon in a situation where it can win you the game, but you don't need it to win you the game because then you have an 80% chance of losing, a 20% chance of losing the game every
right?
time you click back, practically. But if it's not going to be in a situation of primary income, like using a Hustlemon like a breaker mostly,
Mm.
then it's totally worth just running Hustle plus power item. But in the case that you need it, you can run Hustle Wide Lens. That's okay, especially since it boosts its own stats.
Yeah, it's not its only ability, right? As chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll, although I feel like it's one of the weaker chlorophyll users, just because it's already got a speed boosting
Right.
move.
But you got, I mean, adamant and like choice band, right? And like,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Oh yeah, not bad
probably
for
gets like
sure.
solar blade, right? I'd
Does it?
imagine.
Yeah, it does. So it's not
Yeah.
bad or anything, but if you're going sun, like you want something that like gets
Hmm.
like you get to use growth on a mon that needed growth, because like
Right.
that's why those guys tend to be tiered a little lower. Like you're
Hmm.
paying 160 for a sun user
Hmm.
that doesn't do it as well as some of the other ones.
Yeah.
So
So it does have immaculate coverage, though. Like,
yeah.
I just having the speed and the attack and Victory Dance, and having access to the grass fighting plus Ice Spinner,
Hmm.
let you brace pack those flying types and those dragon types and stuff that are gonna beat you.
And some
Um,
really good support options, honestly. It was Sleep
yeah.
Platter, Leech Seed, Heal Bell, Healing Wish is really good to
Hmm.
have.
Not bad at all.
Not that
Yeah.
you're always really using it. You tend to just be like offensive for this thing,
Hmm.
but definitely good to have in the back
Fourth
pocket.
move
And
slot. Yeah, it's fine.
Electros, one of those just really great
It's a
mid-priced glue
Gloomon.
mons.
Yeah, it has no weaknesses unless you have Mold Breaker. Tanks everything. Has some healing moves. You can run Coil, Fighting, Drain Punch on this thing. You can run
Hmm.
Flamethrower. You can run. You can run whatever.
Yeah, really
I
good,
really dig
just
it.
really good move pool. Good enough stats to make whatever it wants to do work, except for speed, but that's
Mhm.
fine. Jack of all trades kind of guy.
Yeah,
It always puts in work.
yeah. I want to run. I want to run this thing. I want to run Terra Poison with Levitate with like
Yeah.
acid spray, and it'll be like a super Appleton. Like it just like drop everything, spit up all over the place. I think it'd be really fun. Back
Let's
should
take a look at
Yep
the
should use
division
that.
overall.
Um,
Another division of rain, but it's not my division, so I don't care.
yes, I like Cheese's team the most. I think.
Yeah, she's the most complete right now. I think Gil has the biggest threat list, and
Hmm.
Yacht has the really good, is good value. Like Darkrai's
Hmm.
obviously 200, so I don't know if you can call anything a 200 good value
Hmm.
as far as like that goes. Leaving
Hmm.
our options open for later,
Hmm.
but Stickmons.
Again, for me, the top seed has the least impressive first three picks,
Hmm.
which is always exciting because you don't want a
This isn't
season without
ordered by
upsets.
this isn't ordered by seed anyway.
No, but no, it's not. But he
You
is
talk about like just the first
but
part of the division.
it was Drac and Logan. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
yeah. No, we alphabetize them so nobody feels bad about where they are or anything.
Yeah.
Because
That
the
way,
twos
our
and threes are
opinions
always
of
toss
you
up.
are only behind closed doors. Doesn't that make you feel so good?
Well, they're based on numbers and stuff. Sometimes we're
Yeah,
like,
we try to be nice.
yeah.
Except me and Lunk
Um,
will never be out of one seed, even if we have bad seasons, because like you know,
well, we have two chips.
Yeah, we have three total actually. Yeah, we're
Um,
swaggy.
we
We're
have three.
goaded.
We have three total. Wait, what do you mean?
I have one. You have two.
You don't have two?
Nope. I went finals once, semis once, etc. But I only got one here.
Am I cap? Is it really? I thought you had two.
Nope.
Okay. I'm Shimonius.
Speaking of
Oh,
two, let's talk about
Jim
you.
has two.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
All
Um,
right, so your team time.
what do you think about my team? What do you think about my team?
I think Sneasler is on like one of those borderline mons that I think could have been 200. Like it's kind of hard to get a read on how broken it is,
Mhm.
but I love that pick. Hydreigon I like. I've picked it up a couple of times. It's always likable, but it never gives me as much as I want. It could just be a matter of how I build or how I draft or anything, but
He has sock puppet hands.
yeah. And
Yeah.
Slowking got Chili Perception, which is sick.
Hmm. Yeah, Sneasler, Direclaw sounds broken. I find trying to spread status with them on that squishy is a little scary. But it
Yeah,
is nice to just have when you're like, I'm gonna click my poison stab, and they're gonna switch into
yeah.
their Landorus, and they're gonna get slept or paralyzed, and you're like, okay.
Yeah, that's the thing, because like you don't have to
Mhm.
sacrifice your offensive role
No.
to do so. You're just gonna accidentally get three status moves off over the course of a game. at the
Right.
same time as doing crazy damage.
Which thank you for reminding me. We need to make sure that sleep clause is implemented correctly in whatever thing we
It is.
use.
We're using a NatDex draft.
In
Is the
sleep
changeable
clauses
format?
is
Yeah.
okay,
Yep.
sweet.
We don't
Because
have to worry
I don't
about
want to
that
have to have
anymore.
a. In the past, we've done custom games, and I've like slept 2 Mons, and we've been like, whoa, wait a minute, I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah.
Um,
Now that they put in NatDex draft, it really solves any of those issues we would have
yeah,
had.
that's
So
really good. Um, Design's cool. I also have a fighting dark psychic thing. I think all these mons allow me to beat like Terra users of any type. Sneasler, I think I'm mostly gonna be running Poison Touch, but Unburden lets you any like Dragon Dancer or anything you can run Fake Out normal
you're
gem.
gonna definitely see matchups where
Yeah,
Unburden's gonna save your ass like a good bit because
yeah,
you can really you can run Unburden and outspeed any weather user besides like Barraskewda. Like the fastest Swift swimmers are the only things that get faster than you.
right.
So there's gonna
I
be
think you
some
can outspeed
opportunities
most of
for that.
them. And
Yeah, like
then
Barraskewda is like the only one that comes to mind as far as that
Hydreigon.
fast.
It gives me rocks and defog, even though I'm probably running neither of those moves on him. But it's an
Yeah,
option.
and it's
Um,
not that bad either. It's
no,
not
not at
great.
all.
You don't want to have to, but there's moments for it.
And I think having levitate is really is better than being a flying type because when you're Terra, you keep your ground immunity. So this thing can Terra poison, can Terra steel to like take on fairy types, not get hit by ground moves still, which is really sick.
Another thing I really like Sneasler about, like not the Unburden set necessarily, but just like Choice Band or Choice Scarf, is that it resists rocks and absorbs T spikes.
Yeah,
Because that's one of the hardest things to
that's why
deal with as a
Weavile
non
needs to
that
run
comes in.
moves, right? Like that. That's
Yeah,
its whole issue is that it's an
it
offensive
comes in
guy.
and out
Yeah.
all the time. Yeah,
This thing can come in. Yeah, it's not worried. Um,
I mean spikes are still an issue, but
mhm.
can't ask for
And then I
everything.
have 2 fast offensive guys on the slow teleport tank with
Yeah,
regen.
the
So,
slow twins are some of
mm,
the best glue mons in the game.
mm-hmm,
I mean, not as far as Gen 9 RU goes because they lost a bunch of moves, but in the Natex format,
mm-hmm.
they do so
Now
much for you.
look at Slow King, right? He's looking back at it. He's holding his hands together.
Right.
Is that claw? Is that on his left hand or his right hand?
That's gotta be
That little Among Us
his left
eye
hand.
thing? Like,
It's gotta be his left hand.
I'm confused.
Because otherwise
It's a
it's
claw
sticking
on his
too
left
far
hand.
out of the right hand.
Is it like his pinky?
I don't want to know, actually.
Actually, it's his. Is it? Is it like his thumb? Because look, he has a finger on his right hand. He has
Oh,
like a
it's
thumb.
his coke nail. That's what it is.
Okay.
Now that we
Um.
solved that problem,
What?
that's like my real life.
I'm really happy with this team. I also really like that I picked a poison type first in the Noxious division. I think I'm on theme.
Hell yeah.
So did Nolan.
No one took Cloud,
No one
sire.
took Claude's eye. Sorry, Claude. Wah, wah.
Wah, wah. And
That's
the
fine
Cloud
though.
walked up to the Cloud Slayer's stand. I'm sorry.
This
Um,
limit resting. Hey, bum,
hey,
bum, bum.
why'd
Got
you do
me.
that?
Whoa. I really I like Claude. Like unaware Claude. I hope let's make sure Nolan has to fight Cookie so he can run Terrador
Woo.
Claude to defeat his Pothra.
I didn't quite like the first two, but I think Bulu is the perfect partner for them.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, both of those guys deal with poison and steel types very well, and
Yeah.
giving you passive.
Passive healing, especially for Mega
Mhm.
Steelix, the Earthquake
Yeah,
resistance.
you can't
It does a lot.
run Earthquake on those guys anymore. You would have to run like a different ground move.
High horsepower
Um,
usually.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Claude Zyre gets that, but we don't even need to run a ground move on that guy. Um,
Yeah,
but I'm really into it.
good mons, slightly
Mhm.
redundant.
Little, but I
As far as
think
the role you're playing them both in.
yeah, but I think Bulu helps them out really a lot. So I think that there's room,
Very
and
much.
none of these guys are expensive.
Yeah.
So Nolan has plenty of time to go and pick whatever they want.
This is like 120, 100, 120, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah,
I'm
no,
happy with
solid
it.
start though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, good,
not
good
wild about it,
defensive
not upset about
backbone.
it.
No. Um,
She's just gonna win.
yeah, probably the scariest comp so far. I
This is one half of every OU squad at the moment.
definitely. I think it's really funny. I've never noticed the fluffies on Great Tusk's feet, which is really cute.
Oh, weird little
These little Uggs. Um,
Great Tusk is
Great Tusk is a baller and really
was
strong, and
as good as
having
Landers.
like AV choice band, choice scarf lefties, boots if you really want, like type resistance berry, like
Oh,
whatever.
this does anything you
This
want,
is
and then
anything you
also
want
Sun.
and more. And then in Sun, you can give an attack boost or a defense boost. And like what else would you like? Need I say more?
Like
Shimon, cheers, my friends. This thing,
just
this thing is so broken.
like just even choice band in the Sun, but like EV to make the speed. Wait, I don't know if you can really do that
I
actually.
don't think you can.
No, 'cause it's like
Um,
130 something and then 80 something. Yeah.
80s, I would
Either
want to
way,
say.
yeah.
Um,
Scarf plus attack boost.
it's really funny that he was like, we really think that Treads and Tusk like aren't in the same tier, and we're like, yes,
Yeah.
look at Tusk, look at him, like he's so extra Shimon because Sun is so much better than Electric Troy,
Yeah.
and this thing's stats are min maxed way better because it doesn't have a special attack stat. And it has the
Or a
same
special
BST.
defense stat for that matter, but like it
Right.
has enough HP to make an
You
AV
could run
still work
AV.
very well.
You could run careful nature if you want. Right.
Yeah. You can definitely switch it in. Like
Uh,
you can build it any way you want.
and then if you didn't have those two guys, um, the Iceman is right there. The
Yeah.
guy is right there. He is really sick.
Another borderline bannable guy. We didn't
Yeah.
want to do as much of that as possible. We wanted
Mhm.
to avoid just because like it's kind of lame to not be able to try. I don't think it's going to
Mhm.
be broken enough to be
Right.
bad for the league,
But
but it's
mhm.
ban-worthy, bannable. So fucking good.
So I wanna compare this to Gil's team, where he has a really strong special guy and a really strong physical guy.
Hmm.
Um, and they kind of break the others like walls. This team, they're two physical guys, um, but they're wearing down this same thing, which I think is going to be
Yeah,
more effective.
I think that is
Um,
slightly better
yeah, like if
because
you know Corviknight,
yeah,
like you're like Terra Fairy like Tangros or whatever you're trying to do to get past this team.
because what ends
Um,
up happening is you end up
mhm,
overloading the checks you bring because
yeah,
it's really rare that you're going to draft a team that has numerous checks to the same kind of mon.
right.
And even if you do bring two or three of
Mhm,
them, you're lacking your own
mhm,
firepower. You're just
yeah.
playing not to lose, but you're
It's
not
it's
playing
like
to
why
win.
we have species clause, right? Is because like
Yeah.
most teams don't have the you can't beat like six Isbothras with like different
Hmm.
Terra types and like whatever.
Yeah.
Um, and this team has like it's very very threatening, physically. And
Prestige could take a
Torkoal's sick.
fat L for the next 3 rounds and probably still smoothly make it to playoffs.
Oh yeah, I'm very he's yeah she's on my
You
radar.
could take the worst mon in every tier from
Yeah,
here on out and be fine.
I'd
That
be.
being said, obviously 200, 160, 200 is a lot. A lot of times these
Oh yeah,
drafts get
he's gonna
make
have
or break in the lower
to
end.
dip in the lower end, but I think it'll
Yeah,
be fine.
for sure. Crazy team, crazy team.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, Viv.
Viv.
This is like a Viv. This is like a Viv squad.
It's very Viv, isn't it?
Pretty Viv.
Viv did have Neuvern in the past.
Viv is like not a pretty boy, but I think likes like pretty boy things. Like yeah.
That's really funny. You know what gets me uncomfortable is that Neuvern's ears look like its eyes until you look at its actual eyes.
Do they? To you? Like
It's
I
just
see
like
what you
when you,
mean now, but it didn't do that to me at first.
yeah,
They
that
just
when
looked
I
like they
cannot
just look
see
like
it.
speak. Well, they look like speakers.
Yeah, but
Is the point?
it could be eyes.
It could be like a Junji
Um,
Ito like spirally eye.
yeah, like silly eye, but
Yeah. I don't really
Iron Valiant,
get. Okay, Iron
super.
Valiant, really good. Really sick. Standalone mon. Terra Frame
Super
Moonblast.
counter team friendly kind of mon.
Oh yeah, you can tear this thing whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And
Non-binary
build it.
icon.
I mean, it's always offensive, but it's a lot like the
Mm-hmm.
way Salamence can like run
Mm-hmm.
any move on any side, kind of.
You know
But
what
this one
Iron
does it
Valiant
better.
is?
What?
The Jackie Extreme Pokemon.
Honestly, you're right.
Because she got pigtails, alright, and she's trans,
Right.
and skinny, and
Right.
cybernetic.
You're really right then. Iron Valley, the first trans Pokemon.
That's not true.
Yeah, probably not.
Birdo is right
Meowscarada.
there. Meowscar, it's Mario Kart 8 DLC out now. Meowscarada. Why does it have a succulent? Why does it have a little cactus fly around him?
I don't know, but I fuck with it.
It's yeah, I guess I don't know.
I love Meowscarada.
Meowscarada's really good. That thing is U-turn, right?
Yeah, it's U-turn knockoff,
Yeah,
flower trick,
yeah.
maybe a coverage move, maybe some
Mons I can
spikes.
always crit help you out a lot versus like the Gigas of the world who like to boost their defense.
Yeah, some
Flower
cosmic
Trick's really nice
power
for that.
moves.
Protean's never going to be a bad ability. This thing doesn't need to Terra. Like it can, but like
Yeah,
it's nice that you got
it's
really,
not going
yeah,
to really because
yeah.
you don't want to Terra and sacrifice something.
Hmm.
Not when something
I
that
like this
powerful
one.
and can only be done once.
Hmm. Did you see the image of Meowscarada without its mask?
Yeah,
And it was like kind of scary.
yeah, it made me upset. It upset me.
And
Hard to
Noivern
say
is
now,
good.
yeah.
Noivern's fine. Noivern's good.
They've been definitely benefiting from Terra a
I
lot
like
more than a
Terra
lot of
Boom
mods.
Burst. I like
Yeah, boom
that
burst
stat.
users, extreme speed users, just general priority stab users with
Mhm.
some way to boost it. Like Crawdaunt, Aqua Jet, Terra Water gets crazy, like Scizor, Bullet Punch, things
Yeah.
like that. All seem to
Mhm.
benefit slightly more than average from Terra,
Mhm.
and so I really like Noivern.
Yeah. It's a decent with booties and stuff. Decent defogger. It's fast.
Yeah, super
Um,
versatile, just like Crobat. They're really just the same
does
thing. Crobat, Rock,
Meowscarada get spikes? It gets
yeah, it
something,
does.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that a lot. Then this team
Very,
heavily.
yeah, very
It's
Greninja, like
offensive.
Astro Ninja style, where like you're
Yeah.
running a spec set and you also have spikes for the every time you force
Yeah.
a switch, which is every time you're in.
Very interesting
Not
that it's a
accurate, but
physical attacker that's like a magician. It's like a motif
yeah,
that's like really not explored.
yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. I never
Like,
tried one of
hey, you want to see a magic trick? Then you punch someone in the face.
those. Yeah. She's like Hisoka or something. From
Let's take a look at the division.
I'm scared.
You should be. Oh my god.
I'm scared.
Wait,
I think
does
all
no one
these
have, like,
teams.
the two best Sneasler answers? Wait, no, it's part fighting. No, never mind. But Cloud is
Definitely
really good.
Clodsire definitely. Yeah, deals with Sneasler quite easily. I'm gonna have to get like a check to that. It is able to hit Mega Steel like super effectively, and that thing can out Terra.
Mhm.
And I'm not really threatened by a Tapu Bulu.
Yeah.
Especially because it doesn't have play rough.
As far as the first three go, anyway.
Yeah, but
Peach is. Oh my god. There is one weakness though. I feel. I mean, it's a small thing, and it's like 3 rounds in. But like, these kinds of cores, if you can withstand them, you can chip them down pretty easily, and they don't really get to recover anything back.
well, I think
Like you just
the first guy
attack
can run lefties or
into
AV every
tough,
game,
like,
and
5
then
times.
Torkoal's gonna run boots every game.
Mhm.
So I don't see or the ice guy. Yeah, I mean, there's two Pokemon that are kind of fighting for boots, but that's fine.
Yeah, but besides even just hazard chip, just in general, if you can
Mhm.
not get completely blown back by
But
these
they have
mobs,
two rapid spinners.
yeah.
I think it's fine.
No, it's super sick.
There's
I'm
no
not saying
weaknesses.
it's a bad thing.
She's just gonna
Yeah.
win.
This team is cool. It's
Mhm.
very, very fast too.
Yeah, but I do have more points to work with than him. Nolan has a lot more points to work with than both of us.
It's like the most top heavy drafts obviously look the sickest right now,
Mhm.
for sure. But yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We're going on
Again,
to
again,
the
no
division.
bad teams. All right, what? Combat.
Combat.
Pokemon combat. Abra, Kadabra, Alakazam. Listen on Magic
No one's
Trick.
gonna get this reference.
You better scram.
Throwing Moon sick.
Pokemon's super sick. One of the scarier setup sweepers in the game.
Yeah, great Terra user. Just like acrobatics, booster energy, Terra flying, super
Yeah,
sick.
that one's really that's really broken. I think Steel's really good.
Just
I think Dark's really
slamming
good.
Choice Band Crunch is
You
crazy.
got a Choice Scarf, Terra Bug.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Lovely. Super good.
Super good.
Not
Super
as
fun.
versatile as you might find from one of the like all-world destructors of Mons in the 200, but so good at what it does.
Mm-hmm. Rotom
I was
Heat's
gonna
good.
take Rotom Heat. I was gonna have it, and then you
I
know what I
think
said
I
to
think
Jack?
we were a little
I said,
silly to drop down Rotom Heat. I
I don't
know
think
it's
so.
not a. It's been there before. We moved it back up. I think this thing is like Glumon of all Glumons. I think this thing with boots is just the most like its typing is so valuable.
I mean, it just is worse than Rotom Wash.
I mean, like yeah, but like,
Really. I don't know if it means it's a tier apart, but
well,
I still kind of.
they
I
don't
it
like
looks fun to
fight
me
for the
there.
same like they're this goes a fire type.
Yeah, I know.
I like them.
Either way, super great bond. I was gonna take it, but then Jack said, if you don't
Jack said,
let
"I
me take it,
hate you.
I'm gonna blow up your house emoji.
I'm not gonna
I
be
said,
cute anymore. I'm not gonna send
oh.
you nose ring pictures."
Jack's officially never receiving any more nudes from me.
Oh my god.
Write that down. Necrozma is sick. It's
Necrozma
kind
is
of
super
why they throw
extra
every setup move on one mon? Like
Shimon. This
it's
thing,
so funny.
it looks like a samurai jack
Yeah,
enemy,
like the art
right?
style. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right. That's funny. I never thought about that, but as soon as you said that, it hit me.
yeah. Um, three solid mons. I think Rotom Heat and Necrozma are a little budget,
Hmm.
um, but very threatening. I dig it.
Yeah, for sure.
I think if he yeah, shouldn't have anything to worry about, honestly. Like, because like
You know
I
something
think
that's
Necrozma,
interesting?
everything can Terra on this team.
Like more than half, at least, of the teams we looked at are very top heavy in a draft where we have the most things dropping. Like even I did it. I couldn't help myself. I always do top heavy, but there's so much value to be had lower than
Oh
usual,
yeah, there's
and
so many
there's
really good 120s now, and I think people are still going to go get them, but they didn't
yeah,
first pick them.
yeah. I mean, also like new gen first draft around is
Mm-hmm.
very much so
They
get what
always
you
want all the
want
new.
because it's
Come on,
probably going to be
let me
gone.
get the new mons. Let me get the new mons.
Yeah,
Earthworm.
because it would be lame if you didn't pick up any of the new ones like that.
Right.
Want to use those. Thick team. Really threatening sweepers. Really good glue guy. We'll see how
Yeah.
it goes.
Yeah.
What about
Ends.
Nittens?
I
Holy
like.
Frostmoth though.
I like. Okay, so I like Hisui Gudra
Mhm.
a lot. I think its typing is really, really good. I think it's a standalone mon. I think it can come pretty much every game, and it's
Yeah.
gonna take something. It's good. You know, that's the first pick. That's the okay, cool.
Yeah.
Um, I think Frostmoth is really insane. You can invest into some of its special defense and live things that you would not imagine
Yeah.
it would ever.
It's probably
Um,
the biggest buffed
yeah,
mon from Terra.
from Terra because it
I
is in
was
the
even
game.
voting
It
for
does
it to
get
go
Terra
up to
Blast.
60.
Um, so I think it's really good. It's like one of those like Ranbats mons. It's like whoa,
Yeah.
and she really likes it and wanted it.
There was a lot of
Um,
mons in the game that came out in Gen 8
mhm,
specifically that like were so good or had such like super strengths, but
mhm,
literally had nothing in their kit to hit a certain type. Like Poltegeist couldn't hit
mhm,
dark types with literally anything. What you call it? Spectria couldn't hit
mhm.
any normal
Regieleki, all those
types,
guys. Yeah.
etc. But Terra, they all have Terra Blast
Mhm.
now, basically, and they all got super huge buffs.
Right.
I mean, Frostmoth is still Frostmoth, and you still have to use your Terra on
You
your
pretty
40.
much still have to use your Terra to get it, but this doesn't have to come every game. It can only come
Yeah,
games that um, it's good in.
it's got
Um,
a its ability is wild.
mhm,
Terra Fairy or Water.
mhm.
Oops. Terra Fire
Um,
to hit the steals or whatever.
yeah. Mega Pidgeot, though, every team that's ever got Mega Pidgeot, I haven't been impressed by.
Yeah.
I think we should probably drop it. I don't like. Did
Where is it
we?
right
I
now?
have no idea. Like, there's way too many Pokemon on the document to like think
I
about
want to
every
say it's still
single one.
120.
Um,
I think it could go
but
down
I
from
know.
there.
I think it was Isola drafted it last season.
Hmm.
It didn't do anything.
I know Siege had it once. I don't really remember the history of Mega Pidgeot, to be honest.
I
But
don't
it is
know.
one of those mons that's really solid at what it does, but you not having an item slot
Hmm.
hurts.
Yeah, can't run boots and
Remember,
can't run specs,
can't
can't
do
run
like the
scarf.
Swellow specs thing.
Hmm.
It can't buff its strengths, and its strengths aren't that big.
Does it not get like workup or anything?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I mean,
It just gets
100%,
100%
100%
accurate.
accurate hurricanes are great, and then heat waves the best move to complement that.
Yeah, but also
Um,
my Zap Cannon is hitting you every time, so
that you know what? I hope somebody runs Zap Cannon into this thing.
I'm never running Zap Cannon.
I
Wait, I'm gonna run Blunder Policy, no guard, but choke.
think I've run Zap Cannon on something in like the Near Enemy off season or something.
Yeah.
Um,
There was like a few moves in the game that only got used because their Z move was powerful.
there you go.
Zap Cannon being one of them.
Yeah, it's true. This thing is hard walled by Bramblegast.
Oh goodness. Wait, it has Heat Wave. Oh wait, that's a wind move.
It's a wind move. Ah.
Wind counter. Strikes again.
um,
Alright, let's talk about Lily.
but I love his Suiguja. Yeah, moving on.
Yeah, that thing is just a truck.
Yeah, this team's annoying as shit.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Yeah, Dragapult Kartana is really cool.
We've seen this
I'm sort of a
before. We've
Kartana
seen
keeper.
Nick got Dragapult Mega Gardevoir in the past, and it performed very well.
Yeah, super, super good.
It's like Gardevoir is like tankier than you would think.
Hmm. Yeah, both Dragapult and Mega Guard get like not necessarily defensive utility, but like sort of supporty, like
Hmm.
can come in on a couple of things, like
Yeah, they
the
both get
Blizz
Will-O-Wish and stuff. Yeah.
and stuff like that. Yeah, it's really, really good. Kartana, I'm a slight sleeper on. I tried drafting it, and it's not that it's not great, but its coverage leaves you in situations where it's really hard to choice lock it into something. And now that there's no Z impact for like Zapdos and stuff like that, I feel like it's falling a little bit, but it's still incredibly amazing when it works. So
Well, here's the thing: is Cortana has the ability to Pokemon that it doesn't one shot kill it, right? So with Terastallizing, you can defensive Terra two tap something, and your sweep goes on. You get a Beast Boost. I think this thing's really strong right now.
yeah, it does
I
get
know
that
you can't
like that's a
Zika get
serious
impact
buff.
and stuff, but I think Terra Dark, Terra Fighting with knockoff or Sacred Sword, I think this thing's very strong. It's definitely worth
Yeah,
200 points. Um,
yeah, the Kartana at 160
mhm.
feels not right, but it's always one of those 200s that's like I wish you could do more for me.
Right.
We'll see how it goes with Terra though.
Right now, it is a very pricey top end situation, and I think there needs to be some pivoting happening because if you have a Gardevoir out and they bring in just like a fast
Yeah,
like physical attacking Pokemon, you bring in any of the you bring in like Dragapult to like deal with it and he's dead, you
yeah.
know. Um,
It can be kind of hard to find that in the mid tiers too, like really
mhm.
reliable type of glue-ish type of
Yeah,
mons.
it's yeah. I prioritize
There's there.
Slowking because it's a Glumon.
Yeah.
Um,
But there's not any. I'm sure she's gonna get something,
oh no, I mean you
but
could find ways. I mean, there's a
I always get
million
nervous not drafting
U-turners,
something like that
teleporters.
early.
I know what you mean because it's how I play too. But I mean, she could just like, I mean, it's kind of hyper offense, right? Like you just go
Yeah.
and throw your, you're playing
Oh, for sure.
like a red deck in Magic, just like
Something like a Swampert or
throwing
something
your
would be super sick.
yeah, yeah, that's probably good. Yeah, I like it. I'm gonna move on.
Cool. Murphy.
Murphington, King Gambit, really strong.
I love King Gambit Altaria combo, so it sounds really good.
Really, really good. Altaria getting Will-O-Wisp now. Um, King Gambit is gonna live stuff that it should not. Like,
Yeah.
on a burned Pokemon, that thing is gonna take like a Drain Punch to the face, take like 50, and you're gonna be like, oh, that wasn't very Shimon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was about to make an Elden Ring reference, but I felt like that was
I don't
a
think you
dumb
should.
idea.
Yeah, I think you're
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah, I'm not just saying that.
I like the in both of these guys struggling with not struggling with steel types because obviously Altaria has fire coverage and ground coverage, but um, I think Hisui Typhlosion fits really well on this comp
Mhm.
because its dark and ghost weaknesses are not an issue for the other two at all. King Gambit supports that really well. Um,
This is
I
very reminiscent of
believe
Lily Squad,
I
like
believe
very, very strong, but requiring like that sort of glue
mhm,
pivot to get any of these guys in. Not as
yeah.
bad, because like King Gambit's living, Altari's living, but like you want to be
They're
able to
both
get
really fat,
them in.
and Altaria. I mean, that thing has like a million ways to sweep. I think this one's better,
Yeah.
personally, and there's more points to go around too. King Gambit, in national decks as an evolution of Bisharp, does get pursuit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let me
so you should be able to kill the faster ghost types, your Gengars and stuff like that. That
hmm
Hisuian Typhlosion might lose to, and then the dark types get beat by
It does
Mega
get pursuit,
Altaria.
yeah.
So I think it's supported very well.
I think in draft, Defiant might get a little bit more play. Not necessarily more than Supreme Overlord, but the
Hmm.
thing about abilities like that and like moves like Last Respects and stuff, not that we have that, but to activate them to their fullest extent, you're taking a +1.
Hmm.
And so it adds, it's like that might cost you a playoff spot type vibe. And
Right.
also just bringing Defiant into a team with Intim or a team that has to have Intim, like if it's
Hmm.
bringing Lando or something, you're going to get a lot more value out of with that moment of it being in. I think it's Defiant will be better here than it is on ladder, but still Supreme Overlord is so good.
Right. Right. Do me a favor. Can you check the YouTube comments to see if our audio is still doing good and stuff?
Oh, true.
I
Yeah,
just had
perhaps
like
I should.
a nervous like because
Oh yeah, no, we're doing good.
I know I'm screwed, huh?
Yeah, no, I just checked. We're doing good.
Okay.
There's a bunch of comments, but I'm not gonna look at them because I can't be bothered.
Uh,
Yeah,
but you can you said you could hear your voice before,
yeah,
right?
no, we're doing good enough.
Okay.
Audible.
Sweet.
It's always low. Like when you do it or when I do it, I need to figure that out before we start doing broadcasts. Like why they're always so much lower than I want them to be.
Should I like should I be like be over here?
No, you just upset me.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I like these guys. Moving on.
Heck yeah.
Division.
Um,
Who do you think's the strongest? Squirting contest. Who gets worth the
it's
farthest?
Lily or Murphy right now, but that's really just a function of how much points they spent, you know?
I like Jax too.
Yeah, Jack's team's super sick, but as of right now, there's a lot on the
Yeah.
right side of this.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All
Yeah, it's kind of
right.
hard. We can't really measure that yet. But I really love King Gambit Altaria. I really love Dragapult
Mhm.
Gardevoir
Okay,
classics.
I'm glad I saw this picture because now I understand the anatomy of Slowking. It's like
Wait,
a, it's like a, it's like a, it's like his one finger is a claw. He has like two fingers. He has like
there's a coat
the
finger. I
sock,
told you.
but it's like one. It's like he's
Yep.
like wearing mittens. What is Ursaluna has like? Do they do bears have five fingers like that?
um, its back foot has less fingers than its front foot.
Which is strange.
Why is that?
But he's a pocket monster. So
True. Yeah.
um,
Damn, I
wait
can't
wait.
believe this pocket monster isn't realistic and
Did I not
anatomically.
realize that Ursaluna's his forehead is like a sunset made of dirt with like the
I didn't
clouds in front
either.
of the sun? Isn't that really cool?
That's really awesome.
This guy is Shimon as heck,
I
dude.
just thought he had derpy
He is
eyebrows.
the strongest facade in like the game. He is so sick.
This thing is incredibly good, so optimized too, like 45
He's
special
got
attacks against
boots
you.
made of mud.
Okay, don't care.
Look at him. I want them. I want those boots.
This mon is super sick.
He's really sick.
I can see this. This is very like conk stat spread and abilities, but
Better than
better in a lot
Conk's
of ways.
stat spread. Like he like insane
Well, I'm just saying
stats.
in
Yeah.
general, like yeah,
But
the
like
vibe of it.
slow attacker, right.
130 HP is nuts.
I want to say this guy's faster now. Is he 50 speed?
50, yeah,
That's faster. Yeah, I think Conk is 45.
yeah. It's
Um,
like the archetype of it.
mm-hmm.
This thing gets every move in the game.
Because it was a normal type from Gen 2.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Just like rest talk, bulk up, just like choice band. I don't fucking care. Like
Yeah,
bulletproof
whatever. I mean,
could be
this
convenient for
thing,
like focus blast. Obviously guts.
yeah.
Super crazy mon. But like also it has like enamorous T vibes, which is why we're like 160 is probably appropriate.
I don't think it could get 200. I think it doesn't have like, it's like slow without priority,
If
and
it
it
had
like
like
doesn't have
maybe
like
like a
slack
recovery
off. If it had
move,
slack off, it'd be really like really Shimon, but it doesn't.
yeah,
Yeah, I just don't see like, I don't know.
it is
But it's
super awesome though.
definitely good though.
Oh, it gets
Um,
belly drum. Oh god.
oh god. So we're gonna see Trick Room, Chili Reception,
Oh, I just
Flame
made that
Orb,
connection. That's
Ursaluna.
really sick. Because I forgot that this thing gets chili. Yeah, well, I didn't actually
Yeah.
forget at the time, but I forgot now. The Galarian Slowking also gets chili reception,
Mm-hmm.
which is super sick. It's just like it's
Because
almost
previously
better.
it didn't have Teleport,
Yeah, it's
and the other one
almost
did.
better
Yeah.
than teleport on these really slow mounts because you also get to just counter weather. It also just enables you to like pick up like a bear tick or something, you know, later
We
on.
just layer an Ice Cube. Yeah.
Yeah, just something
Um.
cheap even as like a thing to for the opponent to think about
Mhm.
sometimes bring. I think
Um.
we got the duck at 120 is a really valuable pick. Like it could
Mhm.
exist in 160 probably.
Mhm. This thing is so ugly.
No, I love him.
Look at his feet.
He looks good when animated. Regular
No, he
pictures, it's
doesn't.
like what's
No, he
going on?
doesn't. I don't like his little
He's moving around like
fruity anime. He
crazy.
makes me homophobic
Yeah, fair enough.
as a queer person.
Yeah, I get that. You don't like yourself
I
and
have
so
to
you're
make sure that
projecting.
nobody's gonna screen record and say
Yeah,
you're canceled.
in
Um,
Valley Times reporting.
but I'm gonna call Millie Bobby Brown on this duck. Um,
I love
why is he got a
my
BBL? Like why is he built like
why
that? I
not?
just he's like
You're having gender envy.
no I don't at all. My gender is like my I'm like Ursaluna gender. Um, this thing is like so strange looking. I think it is an insult to all like flamenco dancers everywhere. And it's like whole body shape situation with its long legs. Because if it had like little duck legs, it'd kind of be like cute. But because it's like kind of humanoid, it reminds me of those really kind of scarily animated bugs from. It wasn't A Bug's Life. It was Ants. You know the Pixar movie Ants?
Oh God, you're right.
I had a plushie of like the Queen Ant, and it was terrifying.
So you're projecting your childhood trauma onto a video game.
I am.
That's
I
what you're
am,
getting
and
at
I
there.
hate
I
him.
got it.
I will say though that Glow King, one of the funniest designs in the game, and I'm really happy he exists.
Yeah,
And
whatever his pick.
Ursaluna is awesome as hell.
Yeah, these are all really
Um,
sick mons.
mhm.
I really love like my favorite way to use Trick Room for draft is just like this little broken two piece,
Oh yeah,
and not really. You could get another one for sure, another
good.
user or another better, but like just bringing this and then
Mhm.
not having to build your whole
Yeah,
team around that is the best way in my
mhm.
opinion.
Yeah,
So fucking good.
and Mr. Quackleval,
Hmm.
Quavo, he um his rapid spin
Yeah,
was really valuable. His
opposite Moxie
roost, his
obviously, but
opposite Moxie was really good. So he's either offensive or he's like supporty or he's both.
yeah.
And then you cover his cracks weakness, and
Yeah, like
Be
Encore,
with
bulk
it.
up
Yeah,
even,
there's I think there's
acrobatics.
some synergy here, and none of it's really super expensive,
Dude, this is
and
a really sick score.
I'm with it.
Yeah, I love these picks.
I'm with it.
All right, let's talk about Claude.
Claude.
So first pick, Claude Sire, really
Hmm.
sick. Oh, that kind of looks like a Scizor.
Yep.
Oops.
Scissor got moved up.
Yeah, we kind of like. I know it looks a little weird, like Mega Scizor 160, regular Scizor 200, but
No, I think it's
it's just like
correct.
yeah, it seems correct for us right now. We'll see how things go, but it's just like one of those situations of
Well,
what
because
mons benefit
Scizor was
Terra
already
access.
way stronger as a revenge killer and a sweeper than Mega
Mhm.
Scizor, with the ability to have Life Orb or Choice Band and stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy what the item
Um,
slot does for this
Less
guy.
of a Gloomon. And then this thing can Terra into a water type, into
I think the
a
best thing is Terra
whatever.
Steel, Bullet Punch,
Hmm.
Choice Band,
Yeah.
Technician becomes like a freaking. It's like
It's like Super Shimon Nuke
it doesn't
Master.
feel like a
I'm gonna kill
priority
you.
move anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's really good.
Yeah,
Um,
super sick.
yeah.
Skeletor's
Skeletor's
super
good.
awesome too.
Hmm. I love
I
Skeletor's design so much. I love that he's like the sugar skull, like Day of the Dead thing. I love that
hmm
he's a piano. Um, he's a musical instrument because he's a singer.
hmm
Do you see how his like chest is like a piano keys thing?
Yeah.
His tail at the end is hollow. He has a hole in his tail, and it's like a horn.
This motherfucker got a horn
He
tail.
got a horn. He's like one of those like Dr. Seuss contraptions.
Wait, I fuck with Claude's trainer icon.
Well, it like
What is
that's
that?
like Claude's like gender. That's
No, I
like
feel that. I just don't know who this
yeah.
character is.
I don't know. I but Claude I see that for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what estrogen
What
does for
happened to
you.
the
It makes you
theme? We got
goth.
so freaking queer all of a sudden.
Oh,
We
because
got
well, we just invited three drag
agenda.
queens from Oklahoma, so
Yeah.
I think we're
We
queering
were
it
gonna
up.
invite J.K. Rowling,
Yeah.
but she's busy. What can I say?
Right, right. This is like the New
She's
Paltz
doing God's work.
Queer League, yeah. I
Tyranitar,
don't know
let's
where
see.
T-Tar fits in here.
Yeah, but maybe like like I'm guessing, but like maybe like a we moved Stoutland down. Can we maybe get one of those? Also,
Yeah,
just super sick Terra guy.
Super Sick Terra guy.
Actually, not as sick as you'd expect because if you're not terraing into just pure
Hmm.
rock, you're losing
Hmm.
stand
Well, Claude is
moves.
drafted like Claude is like a weather champ, like loves weather,
Good pick.
and Tyranitar just is one of the Pokemon that she hasn't picked up yet. So
Yeah,
yeah.
fair enough. Yeah, you just gotta, you know,
Hmm.
gotta run. You gotta. What's the term? I don't know. Who cares? But yeah, three really sick mons on their own.
Hmm.
One of those
I
things where it's
wish
kind of hard
Pokemon
to tell right
Showdown
now.
was animated, and when Skeletor used Torch Song, the bird would jump off the beak and turn into a microphone stand, and he would go. "Wah." It's my favorite.
I,
It's my favorite animation in the game. It's so
I've never
cute.
thought about that. I also picked
Have you seen
Meowscarada,
it in
so
the
I didn't.
game?
I've seen it, but I haven't really been
I saw it, so I love that Pokemon. I'm gonna move on.
move on. It's me.
Oh, it's you.
That's me.
Um, did you see Aquaria, winner of Drag Race season 10, do the cosplay of an Emerus when it was data mined?
I saw like a photo of it.
It was like the day it was data mined, and she was like,
How
I'm
do you
gonna
work that
cosplay this
fast?
bitch." Like it was really cool.
That's fast work.
It was. I was really
Um,
impressed.
Enamora seems incredibly good. Moonblast is the best move in the game, and this is like the fastest,
Mm-hmm.
powerfulest Moonblast.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Contrary is really sick. It only gets to really use superpower for it, and you don't get to use Calm Mind on a set like that. So I don't see me running Contrary as much as I'd like to. I see Calm Mind or just like choice sets being super, super good.
Yeah, I think Moonblast spamming is proven. I think Calm Mind is good with the other ability.
Yeah. It's
Um,
also more suited to be a special attacker with its move pool. Like it gets, play rough
yeah,
and
but I
and
think
shit like that.
Superpower Play Rough is like really good coverage and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely like this thing is sick.
Super sick. I I'm into it. I was thinking about it first. Like three people were thinking about first picking it. So don't
Yeah,
blame
but
me
they
at all.
couldn't, thank God, because I was pick 17. They could have easily took it.
um,
Syrian Samurott is like okay, except it has maybe what could be one of the most broken moves in the game. I can't really tell whether or not it actually is that good, but it's got sharpness, and Cecil's edge gets boosted by that, and every time you hit it, you start laying with spikes.
Yeah, it becomes as strong as a knockoff with an item, and he gets a layer
Yeah,
of spikes. They
and you don't
they
have to
min max
use.
the thing stats so well because
Yeah.
original Samurott was so bad because it was
Hmm.
kind of bulky but not bulky enough to tank anything.
Yeah.
70 base speed,
Yeah.
like
They moved it to
Absol, really bad.
85.
And
This
they
thing gets Aqua
they
Jet and,
yeah,
Sucker Punch, Sword Stance. The
so much
spikes
better
move
than
is so
regular Samurott.
incredible.
It's so
Because,
good.
like, like, Cleavor gets Stone Axe, which is really good, and I'm not going to say it's not, but you don't get value out of clicking it more than once. But
Oh, it's
this one has you
strong
get
and
value 3 times,
it's
and it's
stronger
dark.
with the same accuracy as the next strongest rock move.
Hmm.
So, like it's yeah, it's
Super
just
sick.
it's a good move to have, good stab move to have. Yeah, I'm really into it. Really like him.
Yeah.
Gliscor
And
moved
then,
up to 200 because you
yeah.
thought it was really scary, and then you were like, you know what, still worth.
Yeah,
I'm still gonna get
still
up there.
pickable. It's sort of the same logic behind why we banned Zygarde 50. Is
I
because
really
it
like
belongs to a class of mons that, like, have really one super exploitable way to deal with
you,
them,
yeah,
and
Ankatera.
that Terra fixed it. Like, ice moves, okay, I'm gonna Terra Water, and halfway through the game, if all of a sudden my Gliscor was water type, I could probably win right there.
Imagine if we had a Pokemon with like if Suicune could have like Poison Heal. Like if any other
Literally.
Pokemon could have Poison Heal that
And
didn't
also had
have
Sword
like
Stance
a
and Earthquake and Knock Off and
only okay
Rock.
defensive
Rush.
typing, like if a pure Fairy type had Poison Heal, we would be in shambles. And this thing has
Yeah,
that, and it has removal, it has U-turn, it has a Sword Stance set, it
yeah,
has Poison Heal, Terra Normal, Facade.
which is absolutely crazy.
Absolutely crazy. I think this thing is so good with terastallizing.
Yeah.
Um, and I like that his tail and his feet and his collar all look like his face. They're all little like gremlin devil faces.
His feet are funny.
His feet are cute.
Yeah, I mainly like. I was really looking because sort of what I said about Lily's team is that I get really nervous going too top heavy without a Gloomon or some pivot or like getting my
But
head
this
into
is
game
this is a
on the
Wincon
refs.
and a Glumon.
Yeah,
So yeah, definitely super
it's like
sick.
expensive, but I kind of that's always even in this list where like there's a lot to be had in 100 120. I always just love going top heavy right off the bat,
Hmm.
getting a bunch of really cheap stuff before most people are there. And then from there, I get to look at the whole sheet of whatever's left.
Hmm.
Because, like, I'm not necessarily bound by how much points I have left. Like, I still bound from the top end,
Hmm.
but, like, I could get another 200 and just get all 40s and 60s if I really wanted to.
Hmm.
That's something I get to see later down the line.
Hmm. I'm looking at an Amorous,
Hmm.
and I was originally upset that it was female because they were all male, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, they have a gay Pokemon," and I thought it was like really funny. But I really like that it's like an all female Pokemon species. It doesn't have eyelashes. It doesn't like it has lips. Like it's obviously it's like femmed up, right? It's like very
Yeah.
comically silly,
But it's
like
not
like
like I'm
draggy.
pretty femme. It's
But
like
it's like she's
drag
like
femme.
scary, and she has like she's a flat chest. The boobs don't make the woman. She
Don't
has
got legs.
don't got legs. Doesn't have that low punny like look at me. I'm cheeked up for no reason.
Yeah.
And I really like her.
Yeah, it's like, because, like, that's, like, something
I
that
love
is
her
just so overplayed. It's like, oh, what if we
her
had a
little like spit
Pokemon that
curls. Her
her
little like
ass was huge? Like, you gotta get it. What if we had a
um
Pokemon that would end up on Rule 34 really
yeah.
quickly? But no, yeah, I love this
Yeah.
team so far. We'll see what happens. I have a few things like round 4 maybe done, but like, yeah,
Yeah.
I think we're down. We're going to the last one,
It's the last one.
Nigeria.
This seems scary.
Yeah, like I was
The
surprised that this
because I
trend
was
didn't
kind of
get
I thought we were
anywhere
gonna
else.
ban I thought we were gonna ban Coco for sure. And then we decided not to.
Yeah.
Got outvoted or something.
I think you were the only one who felt that strong. Like, I didn't think it wasn't
Right, which means I
worth
got
talking
outvoted.
about, but I definitely think it could stay.
I think it is a chicken.
You might be right about that.
It is a chicken.
On further
It's
review,
really
you were right
funny.
about
Look, like
that.
when it closes its thing and it's like just like it's like chicken head. It's hilarious looking.
Abukoko is my main memory of Ultra Sun and Moon because I
Oh
only
yeah.
played through the game like up to the second gym.
Mm.
So there's that.
I have never seen this Iron Jugulus artwork before, and it looks cooler here than it does in game.
Yeah, I don't think the in-game sprites do it too well.
No.
It could have been animated a lot cooler. I think it's just too like I get like you're a piece of futuristic metal, but like it looks more like cardboard than it does metal.
I don't know. They
Either
just
way, like
they kind of look like gamer um like a gamer mouse from that you picked up from like
like a
like
Razer mouse
Staples or something.
That's
um,
hilarious.
Iron
Glowing
Moth
green.
is incredibly frightening.
Yeah.
This thing has, I think Terra Grass is the best set.
Yeah, usually.
Usually, but you can do whatever, and you can
Yeah, draft will change that up obviously because it's like you versus 11
right.
runs
If
instead
the
of
thing had Quiver
obviously-
Dance, it'd be broken. It'd be banned.
Yeah.
Probably, but
Maybe either way better than regular Volcarona, so
definitely.
it might already be.
Agility is insane. Choice Specs
Yeah.
and Choice Scarf are both insane. You can run Choice Scarf with because this thing doesn't endure in booster energy. You can just get the Life Orb boost from Quark Drive and run a Choice Scarf.
Yeah, and also with this stat line, and also being on a team with like a terrain setter, it can really get away with just running boots. Like you know how Chi
You
was
can.
like running like a boot set
Yeah,
on
yeah.
like balanced teams. Like it's got that kind of vibe to it, and if you're boosting your
can run
special
boots.
attack, it's like faster and almost as strong in stat wise.
I think
So
you're
super
more likely to run boots on Jugulus.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
Because that thing gets nasty plat.
his
speed
hands
from,
aren't attached.
Wait, I don't want to believe that.
Is he like that in the game?
I'm not sure. It might just be
Is
there.
this fan art?
Somewhere in between fan art and real art.
Hmm.
I mean, like these aren't like official sprites or anything, but they're not like
They're not.
doodled up to the max. No, because like these all have different. Not all of them, but Nick would just pull it. You know, not all of
Going to
these
Google.
are.
Because I want to say it is official art.
Oh, is it?
I would think that we got. I don't know. I don't know. Because like
I don't know.
the Iron Moth one looks like it is.
Yeah.
Because it
I
looks
mean-
like accurate.
Iron Jugs kind of like falls to the wayside on ladder just because it's like the seventh best guy at doing what he does. But when you're, that's what
Right.
makes you a really.
It's
good
it's
100 or
it's not good as his counterpart as Hydreigon. But he
But
is
at
faster,
120 and on this team, super. I
and
think it's
he
gonna put in
is
a lot of work.
he is a ground immune, which is really useful for the Coco Moth situation. He needed that a lot, and he does have Quark Drive, so I think he's getting. This is like that's perfect. It's like somebody was
One thing I'm thinking
something
about for
somebody
this
was
team-
gonna draft like this, and it ended up
Yeah.
being Nigeria.
Like with it being under terrain, like let's say you're running terrain extender, you could do like Terra Electric Terra Blast on Iron Jugs to get the terrain boost now that you're grounded, and also the stab boost and the Quark Drive boost. Might be sick.
But then you're right. It could be sick if their team is extra weak to electric. But
Yeah,
I
like,
hope
it
everybody
depends.
gets like a ground type.
Yeah, but all these guys have way like Coco and Moth both have easy ways of baiting in and destroying. With
Yeah.
Grass Knot or Energy
Except
Ball
for
or whatever.
Clodsire. No one's winning the season.
Yeah, turns out.
That's why I said Claude was a 260 pointer.
Precisely.
Precisely. Alright.
Let's take a look at the division, and this is the last slide.
It's the
can
last
I say?
slide, people.
What do you think the scariest three is right now?
The scariest three. I want to fight IG as the least.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nick's the most cohesive at this moment.
Mm.
Obviously, I think Big's team is sick. I think my team is sick. I think Claude's team is sick probably at round 5 or so once we figure out what we're doing with the Tyranitar and everything. This is not where I
Right.
want to be, and I'm upset.
That's how I feel. That's how I
Yeah,
feel.
that's how all the decisions are,
As
honestly.
like the first seed in the whole league of 20 people, I feel like there is nobody in a team. Like there might be like 2 or 3 drafts that I think are not quite as good as mine. As so
Yeah,
far, right? Obviously, there's 8 more picks. But I
yeah, and
think
even then, it's not
everybody's,
like
yeah.
that far below either.
This is
And
definitely the
also just because like
strongest group.
Frostmoth is a 40, and then we'll get to see what the other 160 comes with,
This is the
Type
strongest
5.
group we've ever had. Nobody's going into it with a meme mindset.
Yeah.
There's no monotype. There's no all dogs. There's
And
no,
also just a
yeah,
really big shift in strategy between just Terra. No captains anymore.
no
There's no
captains
Z
anymore.
move.
I think it was really annoying. I think picking, like, I was like, oh gosh, like, what am I going to do with my Z moves? And then I never ran a Z move.
Yeah.
Outside
Obviously,
of
this
like,
season's a
yeah,
little bit of a trial run. Like, not that we don't think that this is an unbalanced
Terra may or may
format.
not get banned.
Yeah.
But we all
I
know
could
we're all
see us
working with the
going
same
to Terra
tools.
captains at some point in the future.
Sure.
That's a thing that I'm thinking about, but I'm excited to see what we all do. I think Terra's great for the format. It
I think
gives
it's
bad
really
matchups
fun
a
in
way out.
draft. I think it's really fun in draft.
Like it gets a bit crazy and hard to predict, but also you only Terra with one guy, and that only gets you so much. So I'm really excited to see how this goes.
Yeah. Um, God, I
Good
hate
picks.
Quackaball's feet. Good picks.
So we're gonna start draft tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern. I'm gonna make an announcement. We have the picks that you've sent us
Oh, it
on a
is
doc.
tomorrow.
Yeah,
Wait.
that's why we had to do it today.
Oh, Shimon.
But
I'm like,
otherwise, like
tomorrow's Friday. That's
the
crazy.
draft is over, and we're like, all right, let's review the first 3.
Do we want to do a little breakdown video after
Yeah,
everything's
yeah, for
done?
sure.
Like,
Yeah,
see where people have moved up, moved down
hmm
in our minds. Cool, yeah.
yeah, for sure.
All right,
Yeah, so
everybody.
feel free to DM us um, tonight at all. Like, get in whatever you think you want. Just put it in. Start thinking about your matchups in your divisions and everything,
Hmm.
and bright and squirrely. You know, bright
Yeah.
and squirrely.
I should probably try to get to bed a little early and get some picks in and stuff.
You're not gonna do that.
Before I
You
go
know
to
that's
work.
not
I'm
gonna
not going to
happen.
do that. Well, usually I get up at like 1 in the afternoon and
Yeah,
roll into work at like 1:45, and I'm at work all day until like 10.
yeah,
So I don't know if that's going to happen. I'll try.
yeah. We'll see.
All
All
right.
right. What's the last thing you have to say to these people?
Shimon.
True.